Good morning, everybody. Welcome along to Football Talks. This is the paper round where we delve into all the tabloid papers every Sunday morning, picking out the juicy bits and all of the top stories from around the Premier League. I'm Adam. Welcome along if you are new and just coming over from Forever United TV. Welcome. Get in the chat. Same rules apply. Get in there. Give me your conversations. Give me your big points, talking points. If there is a story in the morning papers that you've seen that you want to discuss with everybody in the chat and you want me to pick up on, drop it into the live chat, please, everybody, and let's get talking and let's get into what is actually going on in the papers. We're starting with, obviously, Arsenal. You know, bless the old Arsenal fans, eh? I'm trying not to laugh, obviously, because as a United fan, for what I do, where I travel, YouTube and everything like that, Arsenal are probably one of the biggest sort of YouTube fan bases, you could say, in England, probably across the bleeding globe, to be honest. They are a big club and got a big fan base, but they do tend to get a little bit ahead of themselves, and it's why we probably laugh a little bit more at Arsenal than any other football club. But have Arsenal been successful under Mikel Arteta? How many times have I said that over the last few months here on Football Talks? I mean, we've been running this channel since January pretty much, and I think nearly every paper round we've had a little bit of a discussion on Arsenal and Mikel Arteta. And whether it's come from Mikel Arteta bitching and moaning about certain things not going his way, are we seeing the cracks now, the big cracks in Arsenal and their season? Are we seeing everything that everything that's, like the United's, Arsenal's, Chelsea's, City's, Liverpool's, the teams that have been competing in the Premier League era while it's been going? Are we seeing the difference in how other big clubs have operated? Like Manchester United have been more successful, or Ten Hag has been more successful than Arsenal since Arsene Wenger left the football club when it comes to winning trophies. Eric Ten Hag, that failure at Manchester United. Things like that, they're the conversations that are coming up. And it depends. Like, I mean, I've seen Arsenal fans online. I've seen them all going absolutely mental, saying this is the best team that we've seen, some of the best academy players coming through in decades. And then I've seen Arsenal fans that have just been completely against Mikel Arteta no matter what. And I look at it and I go, I cannot see. And someone came up on the radio the other day, and you could have won it. I said it myself on Forever United TV. If United win the Europa League and Arsenal finish second in the league, get into a Champions League semi-final, have United had a better season than Arsenal? I'll go one step further, and this one will hurt Arsenal fans even more. If by some chance Ange Postecoglou wins the Europa League with Tottenham, have Tottenham had a better season than Arsenal? The season is on the brink of complete collapse right now. Losing yesterday, having played a strong side against PSG, these are the decisions that are going to be held up against Mikel Arteta. Arteta playing a very, very strong side. PSG played a B team in their game yesterday. Obviously, the title's over. They've already won the league, and that's easy, and that's a big club in a crap league. And we know PSG's side of it. They're still a phenomenal team, and I think they will beat Arsenal in Paris on Wednesday night. But Mikel Arteta playing the likes of Saka, Declan Rice, Odegaard, all these big players that are going to need to be rested and fully at it for that game in Paris. And they end up losing the game even with their bigger players on the pitch, having gone in front as well. So even when you're trying to get a little bit of a confidence boost out of your players, Mikel Arteta has fallen short again. And honestly, when you look at the league table as it stands now, let's just have a quick nosy on at it. I don't think Arsenal are going to fall out. Look, I've always said all along, they're risking their Premier League position right now for the sake of the Champions League. And they're not. Like, he didn't even play a weakened side yesterday. It's strange, but Arsenal lose. Arsenal have won 1 game in 5 in the Premier League. 1 game in 5 and are still somehow second in the table. It is shocking form. The fact that they've only picked up 6 points out of the last 15 and are still second in the table. It kind of goes to show how good Liverpool have actually been, to be honest, and why they are so far ahead in the league table right now. But the fact that City are now only 3 points behind Arsenal and they're in third. Look, Newcastle themselves can go 2 points behind Arsenal if they win their game in hand on the Gunners as well. So then you're looking at, right, okay, if Chelsea somehow beat Liverpool today, maybe it's after the Lord Mayor show and Liverpool are on a come down. If Chelsea win today, that's the team that's in 5th place in the table. Chelsea win today, they go 4 points behind Arsenal as well. And obviously, you're looking at that and going, can they bottle it? I don't think they can. I think they've got just enough points in the bag to see it out with 3 games to go. But again, it brings the question in. Has Mikel Arteta been a success at Arsenal? You can talk about being consistently in the top 4, and maybe you can say he's been challenging. He came within a couple of points, and that does need to that does need to be credited. It does. I think that is an achievement in a way in competing alongside one of the Pep sides and everything that's been thrown at Manchester City money-wise as well. And the teams that he's developed has been some of the best in the Premier League. But second in the league, was this not what Arsene Wenger was doing? And everyone looked at him in the end and was laughing at him. The cup side that Arsenal were under Arsene Wenger, a couple of FA Cups, that was about it. That's all we got from Arsenal. Never competed in the Champions League. Yet you could talk about Arsenal getting further and further in the Champions League and getting closer and closer in the Premier League, but still, they haven't won anything. And that's the difference. It's competing to winning. And it just looks like they're never ever going to win. This had to be the season when Arsenal won the league. I think Arsenal are done now under Mikel Arteta. He is never going to win the Premier League. It had to be now. He had to go out and buy a striker in January. He had to be knocking on that board's door saying, get me a striker. I need a striker. Even in the middle of January when they lost Jesus and Havertz then went as well, they still didn't go out and buy another striker. If you have got 60 million or whatever it was they bid on the Ollie Watkins offer to Aston Villa, if you've got that money available there's surely money there to go out and find another striker or at least loan a striker in. Aston Villa loaned 2 strikers in January. And that could be the difference in getting them into the Champions League next season. That could have been the difference for Arsenal winning the league or challenging Liverpool properly because they were still in it in January and they didn't spend the money. And that has to be looked at on Arteta. If he's happy to bring in all these midfielders, then honestly, it has to go down on him for me. I do believe that he will be looked at as that nearly man. And now that Liverpool are going to strengthen in the summer and they're still miles behind them, City are going to get better. Obviously, Newcastle and Chelsea also going to invest. I just think Arsenal's chance is gone. I think it has all gone. And that, I think, is what we're discussing today. Like the game yesterday against Bournemouth, I think he's risked his players. He'll be judged on them players that started the game. The big game is against PSG. If you get through that game, like if they can do what Liverpool did and sneak a win, be strong, defensively sound, and be completely fresh and at it, but to play them players and risk them in a game against Bournemouth and still lose it, that to me, I just with Arteta, I've never been convinced by him as a manager. I think he's done a good job. I do. I think he's a good manager. I just don't think he's ever going to win the major trophies. Let's get into some of the comments on this one because there's loads of people having a say on it. Yellow shirt, custard to go with their crumble, says Ant. Another super chat in. Thanks for that, mate. Another super chat in from Glenn says, if Arsenal lose to Newcastle and Liverpool, it could make for some last day fun and games. Well, you look at it. Arsenal have still got to play Newcastle and Liverpool. They've got to go to Anfield. There's another defeat. Can you imagine the pressure? You lose to PSG, you lose to Arsenal, you lose to Newcastle, who are fighting even more than Arsenal are. Oh, it's going to get a little bit dicey, isn't it? It really is. It really is. Right. Let's get into some more. As Sir Alex Ferguson said back in the day, second place is a nothing place. Don't mean nothing. 15 million a year for Arteta. There's winning managers out there you could go and get for half of that. Michael says Bruno gets an unwanted amount of stick. What the hell does that say? Nobody, I think it is, seems to go under the radar. I don't know what that word is there, Michael. And off topic again, completely. But yeah, keep your comments coming in, and no matter what they are, if anything you want bringing up, I will bring it up. And if there's anything in the papers, like I said, make sure that you let me know as well in the chat that you want to talk about. Wenger started in a fourth, being a target. Now every club. Wenger started off in fourth, that's supposed to say, being a target. Now every club work this way, as it's only to get uni winning a Europe. No idea what that says. Graham, there's a load of typos in that one there. Sorry, mate. Jonathan says, Champions League should be winners of the league and second. Add the winners of the FA Cup. That should be it. Third and fourth have won nothing, not even got close, so should not be in the Champions League. I get that. I think that has always been a debate in terms of what should get you into the Champions League. It's not really a Champions League, is it? Because it's not the champions that are competing in it. It's kind of lost its sort of pull on that side of it. But money talks, and it is all about money. And the UEFA cannot afford to not have the big teams in the Champions League. It diminishes their big competition, doesn't it? Anything below first in the league is still losing. A European trophy is a big deal. A massive deal. Welcome along to the Members Club. Harry Maldini, Liam Whitehouse, Ant Ross and Millie Price. A member of Football Talks. Well, that they were all gifted by us, by the way. Please do get involved in the poll that we have running right now. Also, loads of you have already, actually. Good numbers in today. Thank you, everybody. What is better, winning the Europa League, coming second to fifth in the Premier League? Winning the Europa League, 80% right now. Who is the 20% that thinks finishing in the top 5, as in second to fifth, is more important than winning a trophy, which brings you the same glory, except you've got money for winning the trophy, you've got a trophy, and you're in the Champions League. If you are just in the top 5 of the Premier League, then you obviously have won no trophy, and you've still got the same amount of money, maybe a little bit less because you haven't been competing in the Europa League. That's kind of got myself lost in my own sort of, in my own talking now a little bit, but you know what I mean by it. I think winning a trophy is massive. If you win a trophy that brings you the same glory as finishing in the top 5, is what I'm trying to say, I think it's definitely better, isn't it? It's got to be. Arsenal should just change their name to Next Season FC, it says Showske. Mr. Dacia Sandero says, I have a feeling that Bodo Glimt will turn the tie around and beat Spurs on Thursday, and that would be hilarious. Yeah, I think Bodo Glimt are actually going to do Spurs. I think they will. Plastic pitch, their best player coming back, their great form over there in Norway. I think it's going to be tough for Spurs, and that extra goal. I know you're 3-1 up and you've got to be confident going into a second tie being 3-1 up, but still, that goal has just put that doubt in there, hasn't it? It's crazy because I was talking about this. Imagine scoring 3 goals after being 1-0 down. You'd have been going into this game in a completely different mindset, even though it's the same score. It's weird, isn't it? It's funny how football actually works. In all honesty, until the knockout stages of the Champions League is full of shite teams, both European tournaments have been ruined with as many teams are in them and miles off winning leagues. I mean, you look at some of the teams in both competitions, yes, more people in there. It is all just to make more money. And the Europa League and the Champions League new format is based solely around countering the Super League. And the money that was involved in that. This was the way that FIFA and UEFA, I think, countered the worry of a Super League coming in and taking all of the good teams away. Because you look at it, FIFA brought in the Club World Cup, which is 100+ million in winnings in the summer, which is coming in June. UEFA have extended the Champions League, more teams, more money, and more money available to the teams to get into certain stages as well. So money. And obviously they're doing the coalition now, so there's better chance of more teams being able to be in the Champions League as well. And I think it is just the counter to worrying that the teams were going to all just fly off into the Super League. And that was always there. It was, but look, I think it has been diminished and it has lost some of its pull, but it is now seen as the bankroll for most football clubs, I think. Coming second to fifth gives you Champions League, but winning the Europa League gives you another trophy and a Champions League even from 15th in the league. Yes, it does. Andrew says, the thing is about the Champions League nowadays is it is far stronger than the old competition when it was just champions. It is, because you've got quite a lot of teams there that can invest in their teams and actually really compete in the competition, I think. The money that it brings, it just makes teams better. And it's less of the big teams in it, just the big teams in it. And let's be honest, when the Champions League format came in, it used to just be a knockout, the old European Cup, didn't it? Just play the games, knockout stage, 2 legs all the way through. And then it went to the Champions League. Remember way back when, we had 2 league phases. So we had 2 group phases at one point in the Champions League. Remember that? And then they changed it back again to 1 league phase, 1 group phase. And now we've got 1 big-ass league. And them extra games in that league have given a lot of clubs a lot more money. So that's what we're looking at right now. But just to get back to Arteta again and what he's got coming up, has he been a failure at Arsenal? That's the question. And it's a difficult one because the football's been good. Some of the play and some of the games under Arteta have been excellent. They have been consistently in the top 4. And you know what? There is probably a lot of United fans out there right now would love a bit of consistency in our team. So I think that's what we've got to look at as well. Like, he has achieved some form of consistency at least, hasn't he? I would say. But still, if you don't win a trophy, and that FA Cup, you can't even claim that, surely. That was Emery's trophy when he first came in. So you're looking at, 5 years of nothing if you look at Arteta without that FA Cup. 5 years. It's... At that level, at that size of football club, with that amount of money that's been spent, which is, it's a lot of money that Arteta has spent now at Arsenal, with no trophy, you have to start thinking, like, is anyone up there at Arsenal thinking right now, like, okay, if we are not picking up a trophy, maybe what next season? Because I don't think he's going to get sacked this summer, but I think you'd be looking at Arteta and saying, it just never is going to work. Managers can be at a football club way, way too long in hope that they are the next manager that's going to bring that success. And I can understand all of the headlines and all of the paper talk this morning and everything about Arteta and Arsenal. It's all bang on the money. You could say that they're just digging the knife in a little bit, and this is what the British media do. But you can't argue with what they're saying either. He hasn't won anything, and that's what it's all going to come down to. Where on the other hand, you've got Arne Slot. And again, Arne Slot's pretty much walking into Jurgen Klopp's side at Liverpool. And here's another question for the Liverpool fans as well on this one. So you've got Arteta. Has he been a failure for consistently being in the top 4, competing and challenging but never winning anything? And then you've got Jurgen Klopp, who built this team. Was it credit to him for building this team and putting them together, or was it more credit to Slot for actually getting more out of this Jurgen Klopp side than what Jurgen Klopp did? That's the question, isn't it? Because he's coming in his first season and won the Premier League. And they could have won more, to be honest. I mean, I thought they might have beat Newcastle. They didn't. They ballsed up in the FA Cup playing a weakened side against a poor Plymouth side. And obviously, the Champions League, they came up against an absolute brilliant side in PSG, who have pretty much beaten everything that is good in the Premier League. When you look what PSG have done in the Champions League, they smashed Manchester City, they beat Liverpool, they beat Aston Villa, they're beating Arsenal. If they knock out 4 English sides out of 1 Champions League campaign, near enough. I know they didn't do it to City, but still, they put them in that bottom part of that draw with their results. And again, Slot, Arteta, first season in for Arne Slot, spending no money, just taking on Jurgen Klopp's side, who didn't perform last season under Jurgen Klopp, we can say that, and won the Premier League. Where does Arne Slot sit in the reckoning now in Premier League managers, all-time Premier League managers? He's only one of a few that have won that Premier League. And it's not easy. It isn't easy. And I think Liverpool fans are looking at Slot right now, and that question is there. Like, Jurgen Klopp created that Liverpool side, and he deserves the credit for it. But Arne Slot got him over the line. That's the difference. And yeah, you could argue that Klopp did win the Premier League in the COVID era, but I just think it is something that needs to be recognised, that Slot just walked in was an unknown, wasn't even first choice for Liverpool as a manager, and won the Premier League. Nobody picked that out. And that, as a United fan, it pains me to say it because that's them equaling our record. And another trophy to Liverpool. They can now go on and get stronger. And the fact that they didn't spend any money at all in the summer and got there, it pains me. It really does. Because they weren't great the season before under Jurgen Klopp. But that, again, Slot will get stronger at Liverpool. Pep will come again. He'll get $1 million and more spent on him at Manchester City. And I just don't see Arteta being able to compete with it. I really don't. And I think players will look at Arsenal right now and go, is it worth moving to Arsenal rather than going to the other clubs? The other clubs just seem to have that little bit of extra, don't they? Now, I don't know what it is. I don't know what Arsenal are missing, but they have got that tag of failures. Watch them go and turn it around against PSG. Honestly, if Arsenal turn it around against PSG, they have got a chance in the final. I don't see them beating Barcelona or Inter. I definitely don't. I think they've actually got a better chance of beating Barcelona than they have Inter. If they come up against Inter, if they pull off a miracle and beat PSG in Paris, if they come up against the likes of Inter Milan, I think they lose. I think they've got a better chance against Barcelona. Let's get into the chat. There's loads of comments coming in on this, talking about everything, talking about managers. It's getting to that end of the season now where every manager's being judged, and the papers today are going in on achievements and what's actually what the Premier League season means this season, and how Klopp's done what he's done. Arteta's failed again, the fall off of Pep, everything else, Ruben coming in. And really, you're looking at this again, and Ruben Amorim, in Manchester United's worst ever Premier League season, has still won more if he wins this Europa League than Arteta has in 5 years. Ruben Amorim has won more if he wins this Europa League than Arsenal have as a club since Arsene Wenger left. Whoa. That's all I'm saying. That's like, wow, how can that be? And that there just lays it all out, doesn't it? When you can say that. I know you're in the Europa League because you haven't performed in the league. And you could say that is an achievement level below where Arsenal are competing. It's like if you take the higher maths paper to the lower maths paper in your exams. You're obviously going to get a better score in that paper, but it's a lesser paper, if you know what I mean. It's a lesser exam. If you're competing at the top level, you can get the elite reward or fail. And you deserve credit for actually being in at that level and competing at that level, yes. And that's the debate. That is the debate. It's credit to both. Slot is awesome, but Klopp is a legend. Klopp always leave the club better than he found it. That's very true. It's a good point made, that one, Michelle. It's a Klopp team judged Slot next season. He's won a Premier League, mate. I'm judging him now by saying, well done. You've won a Premier League title. Just look at Arteta, and that puts it all in perspective. That's what I'm trying to balance out here. This is what everybody's saying in the papers this morning. It's like looking at the Slot to Arteta situation. Are we judging Slot next season? Are we judging Arteta again next season? Slot has won the Premier League. He's going to go down as a Premier League great because he's won the trophy. It's one of the hardest trophies to win in the world. And he's done it in one season. So he has to be looked at as a massive success, surely. We're not even having to judge Slot next season, are we? We can't, because he's already won it. It is the Holy Grail, winning the Premier League, and that is there. That's what he's got now. What we doing here? Klopp, a reboot. Our midfield had one season with them before leaving. All teams improve or should after one season together. Klopp didn't underperform. Stop this nonsense. It's not under. Who said he underperformed? We're asking both. Like, did Slot get more out of Klopp's side? Yeah. He didn't buy anyone in the summer, and he won the Premier League where Klopp didn't. So he did achieve more with Klopp's side. Klopp built it and deserves credit for it and has won things before with other teams. But this current Liverpool side, Slot got more out of. So, yeah, you cannot argue with the facts that are there. Hard facts. Won the league. That's all there is, isn't there? Glenn says, the only thing I would say about Liverpool is would they have kept their nerve under pressure if City had been like they were the last 4 seasons? Well, maybe it would have taken them to a new level. Maybe a bit of complacency, Glenn, that has crept into Liverpool a little bit, wouldn't have been there. But you still look at it. I mean, when you look at what's won the league recently, like you have to have been into the 90-plus point bracket, don't you, to have won the league. Like Liverpool have got 4 games to go, 12 points to play for. They can max out at 94 points. So even if Manchester City were actually still competing, I think Liverpool would have been, I think they still would have been champions. Like 82 points right now. I mean, we're looking at that, like 80 goals scored. That's phenomenal again on its own. I mean, the amount of goals they've scored, the amount of goals that they've conceded. I mean, what have they got there? The second best defence behind just Arsenal in the league. Best attack by a country mile. To outscore Manchester City by 13 goals this season is no mean feat. And losing only 2 games, that again tells you that they would have been right up there competing 100%. There've been Premier League titles won for less than what Liverpool have got points-wise now, which is crazy. Thanks for the super chat there, Glenn, buddy. Only 5 managers have won the Prem in their first season. It's a big achievement. Well said, Carl. Definitely. Slot is yet to rebuild, though. He's still got Klopp's team. Well, Klopp tried to rebuild and didn't win it. That's what we're saying. So effectively, we're saying that he's on the same par, but in less time. There's always an argument against it, isn't there? There really is. In terms of the other news around the papers today as well, the Rodrigo one is an interesting one, by the way. Who is going to take Rodrigo from Real Madrid? Not renewing a contract, and there's a lot of talk right now, and some saying Liverpool are interested in Rodrigo as well. So let's keep an eye on that one. Did you see the Jamie Vardy incident yesterday? The referee got taken out. Vardy... Well, the ref was on his back. Well, the ref was down and out. I picked up the referee's whistle and blew the whistle to stop play. There could have been some arsey referees that would have taken offence to that. But Jamie Vardy, again, a legend that he is, it couldn't have gone out, really. He's not finished yet the season, but that was just a perfect Jamie Vardy game. He scored his 199th Leicester goal. Wow. Is he going to get that 200th goal from now until the end of the season before he leaves? I think that's what everybody's going to be watching. And he has the Jamie Vardy incident in the game as well. Absolutely epic Jamie Vardy. Again, I think I've asked this before, but surely Jamie Vardy has to go down as a Premier League legend, doesn't he? He is a legend of the Premier League, isn't he? I mean, the debate is there, and some people are saying no. But, I mean, he's won everything domestically apart from a League Cup. He's won the Community Shield, the FA Cup, the Premier League. I mean, he's got to be an absolute legend, hasn't he? I think he's just creeping under the 150. He's around about 144 Premier League goals as well. Oh, come on. He's legend, isn't it? Tell me right now in the chat, Jamie Vardy is a Premier League legend, isn't he? Carl says, oh, God, cold coffee. Didn't realise I'd left it that long. Oh. Adam, some reason I've been banned from FUTV main channel. I have no idea why. I did email you. Can you sort out? Brett, I'm not sure what's happened there, mate. And can you put a comment in on this video when it's finished, mate, with your YouTube username, please, mate? YouTube and email, if that is okay with you, buddy. Just so I can get it sorted off. Yeah, I'll look out for it. If you just want to send me another email across, it might have got lost with everything else. I'll try and sort that out, Brett. I love Vardy, 100% legend, says Carl. Even if Arsenal bring in a striker who scores more than 15 goals, Arsenal will still may not win the title. Liverpool are far a more realistic team and play a better system. Yep. Vardy's definitely a legend, says Brett. That was like something Gaza would have done. Yeah. It is that sort of thing, isn't it? We miss that sort of camaraderie and character in the Premier League, I think. Good old-fashioned English banter, I think, is what Jamie Vardy is. And he is a legend. I'm not having anybody say he's not a legend. He is, isn't he? We should be keeping an eye on Waneri at Arsenal. Can't get decent minutes. Won't get a new deal. steal another player away from Arsenal. Oh, that would really upset them. Hi, Adam. Hope all is well. I love Vardy. A few years ago, would have been a good striker for United, and I totally agree. He is a Premier League legend, a proper shithouse at times, an original in my opinion. Yeah, I think that sums him up well, mate, to be honest. He is an absolute... He's a diamond, isn't he? He is. And I think he's wound every opposition fan up at one point playing for Leicester in the Premier League. Vardy had a chance of going to Arsenal a few years back and turned them down. He's a legend for that alone. Yeah, I think so, Steph. Now, Gaza would have run off the pitch and come back carrying on a stretcher, says Ant. Yeah, he probably would have, mate. Imagine. Oh, God. That would be seen as bringing a weapon onto the pitch right now, and he would have been suspended for 10 games if he did something like that. Love a right shithouse up front. Yeah. The Premier League misses characters, doesn't it? It really does. It misses characters, and it's going to miss Jamie Vardy. It will be a loss. It will, but he will go down in legendary status, I think. I tell you what, Jamie Vardy will make a great pundit. Oh my God, please. Like, I'm a United fan, but please give me the likes of Jamie Vardy over Paul Scholes on the punditry on TNT or anything. Get Jamie Vardy on Sky or TNT. We actually need some comical value. Oh my God, how boring are some of the pundits on some of the main broadcasters. Seriously, like, shit. Like, you're coming from a game, it's like, whoa, here we go, 3-0 up, Manchester United. No. Like, what? Honestly, they've got to be looking at it and going, surely we need to spark things up a little bit here. But hey, look, we'll see what happens in the future. Look, that was your paper round this morning, mainly all on Arsenal. Obviously, with the season drawing to a close, it's starting to go that way. This show is going to actually take on a life of its own when the transfer window opens. It is going to be absolutely crazy, I can guess. But we are seeing out the last few weeks of the season now here on Football Talks on the paper round. There are going to be more shows and more transfer shows coming up as well as the window opens as well. We will be back next week with this show. Please drop a like on the video if you have loved the content. Great numbers again today. 62 likes. Mega. Thank you so much for all the super chats as well. That's the most we've had on one particular live show as well here on Football Talks. And if you are new, make sure you hit that subscribe button as well, everybody. But for now, enjoy your Sunday. I will be back on FUTV at 1 o'clock, everybody. With the build-up to the watch-along versus Brentford. For now, that's it. Cheers, everyone. Have a great day. See you all later on.